Hey everyone, this is Deepak Patel and hope you are doing well. Today is a very important and special day for me, and I'm enjoying some time with my family. It's a lovely weather here today. We're starting to see some summer, and I wanted to share with you on my birthday. So today I'm turning 40, and it's an exciting time for me to just get into 40. And when you change a decade, it's an exciting, it's a journey that you are now moving into a completely different phase of life. And people started asking me, like, how are you feeling about moving into 40? And I've worked with a lot of people in my business who are financial advisors. I have friends and families, colleagues, and I've been thinking about, like, is it really a big deal? And what is changing? And of course, we are aging and we're getting older and all that. But apart from that, what is it? And when I reflect back into, all my life, and specifically the last 20 years of my working life, when I started to work with real people, and a lot of things that I've learned, I wanted to just do something that I always wanted to do. And this video is just to kind of share a bit of what is coming, and also it's a bit of an accountability for me, because when I'm putting this video, on internet with in front of so many people, a lot of people that I work with, people who have seen and known me for a long time, because we're very heavy on promoting our business online. That's what we do, and we teach how financial advisors and insurance people can do the same, use technology. So I'm definitely in front of many people, and I'm sure you have seen many videos. So I wanted to just share my vision going into the next 10 years, and that would make me a bit more accountable to do that, because if I just reflect into what has happened in 30s, like 10 years back, and I was in Canada, pretty much in the same area. I've changed home since then, but I was in this beautiful country, and I was moving into 30s, and there have been a lot of interesting things that have happened in my 30s, and I just want to kind of summarize it quickly. So 30 was a beginning year for me to move into sales, and that really has been a changing milestone for me. A lot of things in my life have changed because I moved into sales, and sales led me to move into this zone of achieving and personal development and looking at higher potentials, trying big ideas, which I don't think I could have done without getting into that zone and working among type A personality salespeople, going through a lot of training, coaching, and all that. And I think that absolutely was one of the main thing. And I also became father just about the same time I was moving into sales. So out of my 9-year-old, soon to be 10 next year, was born just as I was 31. So sales is one. Being a father, that really has been a positive change in my life, happened in 30s. Then starting our first business that me and my wife started, and we've started few businesses, trying to figure out the right kind of business that we want in our life. So moving from a corporate world into business has been, and being an entrepreneur has been a journey. So that was like the third big thing. And then I also got into investing and started my own investing business. And that really has a very big impact. And I think those are the four things. The other big thing that happened towards the end was us really figuring it out, the kind of business we wanted. So advisorlearn.com, my current business, where we are working in the financial industry space, helping advisors use technology, social media to grow their business, grow their life, is what I now know is what I want to do. So just figuring out what kind of business, what kind of life, what kind of people you want to work with has been a journey. I've tried 2 or 3 different businesses, couple of ideas that didn't work. But anyway, that was all about the past 10 years. And again, I've been grateful, been healthy. So that's a big thing. I have a great family, and I just am very grateful for everything that we have. But again, now looking back or looking forward into 40s, and I've been thinking about this, and the idea came pretty abruptly, because it has been in my heart, and I've done some work in this zone some years back, and even going back 20 years. So this is all about giving back, and the community work or the charity projects that I always had in my list to do. And I've done some activities in past, but now I was working on this training module for for our program that we have, and I was updating that, and I was working on some real deep mindset module. And at that point, we do something called Dream Life Workbook exercise. And I had this little vision of the charity project, and this is when we are forecasting our future. It's kind of an exercise, it's more of a mindset, deep mindset exercise. And I saw that, and I just realized, and it just started to, think about, I have this in when would I do it? Because right now I'm very laser focused on growing our business. We are still a small company, young company, we are growing, and we want to grow. And there is a lot of interesting stuff. So I do want that to be the focus. I don't want my investing business or anything else to change it, but I also don't want to wait too long, because it is something that is close to my heart. And I think in the next 10 years, I'd like to contribute something big, which means I need to start now. And that's what I wanted to share in this video. Details to follow, but basically, we are now wanting to kind of get into, and we're basically announcing that I will be doing some sort of serious work in the zone of giving back to the community and some charity projects. And the topic that has always been close to me, if I look back 20 years, and strange thing happens, 20 years back when I was in India, starting my career, I always had this passion for education, which is what I do today, teaching advisors, but I always had a passion for education and kids. And I worked with a small charity organization at that point in India, did some volunteer work, went to small villages, taught kids, spent some time, and I got to know the founder of the company a bit. And I reached out to her because I just saw that, just thought of them after like 17 or 20 years. And reached out to her and had a great chat with her last week. And I've looked at what they have been doing, and they have grown as an organization. And they have been impacting like millions of students and thousands of teachers, and they're doing some very synergetic work to what I'm doing with advisors. So we are going to now support organizations like that, and we'll probably start with that, but I also want to help other organizations that are associated with education, online STEM technology, and kids and children. And there's going to be some interesting projects that will be announced by my company. And I'm also going to commit to donate to these causes like at least $10,000 of my personal money this year, and maybe more, but also an income, a percentage of the revenue from the company will also go into supporting these causes. But more than that, we are not just going to put money, but I'm also going to come up with additional help to work, because I have served as a board member for charity companies in the past, and I do want to focus on my advisory services and the zone. That still will be the main thing, because if we do that well, I'll be able to do more projects like this, and I'm still starting out. So I don't want to completely deviate, but at the same time, I think that there is a lot more synergy, and we're learning a lot as we use technology to reach out to people, use social media. There's a way to take this initiative. So when I was talking to this lady last week who owns the organization, they've got many awards. They have great board members, Microsoft and Intel and big companies have been supporting them to some degree. But again, they need some help. Fundraising is a big challenge, and I know sales and marketing is my expertise and zone, and I know every not-for-profit organization, at least a smaller one, struggle, and they are having some challenges, and they haven't really been tapping into global potential. So I see that they have built a great infrastructure to provide technology, training content, which is again what I do, and they're delivering to remote villages in India, and she has a dream to take it globally, but they are lacking certain things, and I believe that I can help them. So I'll be working details on exactly what I'll do and how I would work, but you would definitely hear, and we'll also be creating a platform for you to participate and help educate kids all over the world with learning important skills. It will be STEM technology, but also it will be financial literacy and a lot of other things that I think is important. And I'm going to be I'm doing some of that with my kids. So the whole thing came I'm teaching them, I'm learning about kids. How can we take it to masses? So there's a lot more research required. So again, I'll be reaching out to all of you for help and support. And you can support with your money, you can support with your time, or whatever the case is. And that's what I'm excited about. And I want to commit today when I am turning 40, going forward in the next 10 years. I want to be doing another video like this. Hopefully I'm still alive on the planet, but another sharing some great success, and we want to impact like a large number of people, like millions of children. And we'll start by partnering and working with people who have made dramatic progress, because the complexity dealing with charity is different than business, but there is a lot of similarity. And for me, like the whole concept of technology, global reach, education, content, helping people just elevate to the next level is what we do with financial advisors. So when I looked at this whole thing, I was like fascinated, because it is synergistic. In fact, I'm starting to learn a lot, because they have launched. So when I was talking to her, she had launched a mobile app to deliver and push content, and several in thousands of teachers. I think they had like 50,000 downloads or something like that. They're aiming for 100,000 downloads and use of the app with content. And that got me thinking, well, why can't I launch something like that for advisors to help them? So again, there's a lot of synergy, and I find that when you do business and good work together, it's always better. So I like to just mix things up, and I thought, what, let me just take a pledge on myself to lead this with my own people, my company, my resources to start with, and hopefully, more people will join. So I'm looking forward to kind of announcing details on that, but I thought I'll just put myself accountable in front of public, so that I can just keep working and focusing. And it's just been a great journey. We've had ups and downs, and still there's a lot of challenges in our business to deal with. It's not easy, but I believe that if you start solving some problems that we can, it just leads to a better life. And I just have a very clear view of the kind of life I want to live, the example I want to set for my family, my kids, my customers, my friends and families. It's very clear. So for me, this is just the beginning. It's a great time. I am a lot more smarter than I was 10 years back, a lot more knowledge, I have a lot of experience under my belt, a lot of skills. And again, I'm not done. I have some great people who are my mentors, and I could not have done anything without these people that have enlightened me, that have given me a new way to look at life. So again, I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for supporting me, all the prospects, all my customers, and everybody that I have known. So again, thank you again. It's a great day for me. So thanks a lot for watching this video. Appreciate it. If you have any questions, comments, any ideas about what I just said, please do share. But I'll soon be launching something very, very shortly on my site at wiserlearn.com. That's where you can learn everything about what we are doing and what we are going to do. But again, thanks a lot, and God bless you. And I'm really happy and excited today on my 40th birthday. Thanks a lot.